Welcome back. We're just saying it's nice to be back from spring break, or if you didn't have spring and you didn't have a break, come back from your winter grind. And it's Wednesday, March 18th today, so we have the rest of March and then all of April together, and then we'll take a break for the summer. But we wanted to start off today with some vocabulary. So we'll talk about the article that we've been reading together. Before we took our break, we read the first two pages of the article by Dr. Walter Soboleff called Tlingit Protocols. And this article is just chock full of information on how to live and treat each other with care and respect. And there's a lot to it, and he includes some words in his article in the Tlingit language. So we're going to practice those and commit them to memory. And it just allows for a lot of discussion when we read this together. So we're going to aim to read page 3 and just see how far we go. One thing we want to do is give it the time that it takes instead of trying to rush through the article and skip over things. But after we read that for a while, we want to talk about something that's relevant to page 3, and it's about responses to a speech when someone is public speaking. Some of the things you might hear from people in the crowd to connect with the person speaking. And we have an example to listen to and read along. So we have a lot planned for today. It doesn't mean we have to get through it all. We know we're just kind of coming back together.
I
But
want
yeah.
to I
Uh-huh.
want to say something about uh, the article by Dr. Sobolev is so full of information, and there's actually a couple of words in the word pages that we already read where you will probably never ever hear it used uh, in public because it's for a public speaker uh, and how to address certain groups uh, and how it's used. I've been to uh, the parties in Huna, and I know for a fact that uh, some of the leaders get up to speak, but it's mostly in English, and so these words are uh, are not going to appear anywhere in any part of the languages because it just it's very old terms. So I didn't want you to think, uh, am I supposed to remember that one? That's such a long word. So there was two words at the very end of the second page that we read that that you don't have to uh, try to use it or memorize it. Galachish.
Okay. Um, nice. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about where we left off. And since it's been a couple weeks for us, let me bring up our teaching slides. So if you're just kind of rejoining the class, the article we're reading is called Tlingit Protocols, Forming a Tlingit Worldview. The author is Khajakti, Dr. Walter Soboleff. He was Tlinedi, and he lived 1908 to 2011. And he just lived a life of service and leadership and service to his communities, to his church, to his village corporation, the Alaska Native Brotherhood, state governments, the Alaska Heritage Institute. This really incredible human being. Um, and a little summary of where we left off from the first two pages. Some of the bullet points were that Lingit culture accounted for fair discussion with traditional protocol. Um, and then when colonial contact, when the European immigrants came, they brought Robert's Rules of Order. And these rules aligned with protocol and were commonly used by the Alaska Native Brotherhood. So the reason this was so well incorporated into Tlingit culture is that Tlingit culture already had a very similar protocol. Something to keep in mind that we read on the first two pages is that insulting someone can really harm a relationship. And so traditionally, they're paid for with an apology and a gift. So taking time to be accountable for the things you say. But when it comes to a new language learner coming up and speaking, if that's what they're asked to do, uh, just kind of saying that there is grace for new language learners who misspeak by accident. That's the culture that I was brought into language learning in. So just wanting to kind of be mindful that being mindful of our words. And Shirley taught me a cool phrase for that we'll practice today together. Um, and Shirley already covered that some of the phrases in at the end of page 2 are rare nowadays. We'll still learn them just to be aware of them, and who knows, maybe you'll use them. The next section is on page 3, and I'm going to take us there. And I'll put the link to this article in the chat. Actually, I'll put the whole slideshow in the chat for folks. If you want to check out our teaching slides outside of class, you have access to them. And they have all of our links in, but I'll put it up on my screen. And we've been taking turns reading. I'll go first, but so this is the bottom of page 2. And today we're starting on page 3. So getting into this next part is about clan houses, and I'll read first. So the first one says, the clan is responsible for its clan houses. The rebuilding of a clan house occurs at the request of the Qunait Kanai. The opposite clan is contracted, and its members are rewarded in ceremony by clan house caretakers and occupants. And Shirley and I kind of got into this a little bit when we wrote a small book together for children about clan houses. But Shirley, did you want to add anything about clan house building?
Yeah, they the the reason it comes up is like uh, your clan leaders might come to visit you because of your clan is the same as theirs, and your concern as a resident is to talk to them about the uh, the fact that it is overcrowded, that the clan house is overcrowded. So the leaders that are visiting work with the local ones uh, to try to determine if uh, if they can get a new tribal building built to help out with the space that's needed, so that they can have more than uh, one house that belongs to the same clan, and uh, the people uh, are hired, and that's, of course, that's a different subject uh, to to build that. So it's quite an interesting project that if there's space to build the building, they double check everything. So in all houses face the beach, so you can't have a house that's facing to the side because of space. That just wasn't done.
Mm, nice.
Yeah, sheesh.
Ah, okay. So if folks are, is anyone in here unfamiliar with clan houses or have you heard of them before? If you're kind of learning about clan houses, one good resource is the Beginning Tlingit Workbook. And there's a pretty well done table. It might not include every single Tlingit house that's ever been built, but it's a pretty extensive list. And basically, as Shirley was describing, is every once in a while a house gets full and it needs to be a new house needs to be built, but a house will belong to a clan. So, for example, we're looking at one clan on the left side of this page I have up on the screen, the Duchlawedi, the people of the inland sandbar, Stickeen River. We can see their crests here in the next two columns. And then off here on the right hand side, we have all their clan houses listed by area. So Tant Aquan will have these four houses: Keet Hit, the killer whale house, Rooch Hit, wolf house, etc. Kwan, so Admiralty Island houses, Chilkat Kwan, the Chilkat area. And anyway, this is kind of a fun place to start learning your clan houses so that when people introduce themselves, you can have some familiarity. So, yeah, that was the first section on clan houses. Did anyone want to read this next point about should misconduct occur?
What was the book that was from?
Yeah. Um, you're talking about this one that I have?
Yeah, yeah.
So this is from the Beginning Tlingit Workbook,
Okay.
and let me see if it has the front matter on here. It looks like this workbook for beginning to study Tlingit,
Okay.
and yeah. Do you want me to drop it in the chat?
Yeah.
Okay, let me do that really quick. I think
And
it will
thank
let
you.
me. Let me see. I'm pretty sure it will let me put the whole book right in our little chat box.
I also just put screenshots of those pages in there if anyone wants them.
Oh, thank you.
Uh-huh.
That's awesome. It's probably still loading. I don't see your screenshots yet, but it's probably still loading.
Probably. My internet's been looking kind of slow in the past 20 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Me that I got them when you said you didn't have them yet.
Oh,
And
I
then
was
since I'm
okay,
far
thank
away,
you.
it got
Okay.
through.
Uh, yeah, that was my mistake. I was looking in a private chat. Okay, I just added the whole book too. Let's see if that one goes through, but I'll keep going. Okay, I'll
I
keep
can
reading.
read.
Oh,
If you,
thank you,
you
Tammy.
can read.
So,
I got.
yeah.
I have to go back to work soon, so I was like, I better get my reading in. Are we at should misconduct?
Yeah, and if you want, you can read the next two. The next one's
Okay.
short.
Should misconduct occur during a during a ceremony, or
Mm-hmm.
the host will rise. Out of respect for the clan emblem or crest will be ritually presented, or the imitation of a clan sound will be aired until proper behavior is restored. Tlingit,
Whoa.
yeah, Tlingit protocol requires the acceptance of invitations or gifts. Lingit do not use the expression "no thank you," as it is considered disrespectful.
Thank you. Thanks for reading. Shirley, I'd never heard that before that if there's misconduct out of respect for the clan emblem or crest will be ritually presented, or the imitation of a clan sound will be aired until proper behavior is restored. Have you seen that before?
I've never heard of it before.
Mm-hmm. Me neither. Any thoughts or comments from anybody on those 2 points? We have a similar one, this part about accepting invitations and gifts. In my family, we're a little bit different culture. We're Koyukon Athabascan, but our thing is at potlatches when people are coming around with food and passing out food, you always take the food you're given. You don't say no thank you. So the next couple points. When a Tlingit meets someone he or she does not know, they will ask, "What is your name? Who is your tribe and clan?" When this information has been given, the person can be respectfully addressed. During a ceremonial event, a person is robed by Guneit Kanayi, participating in the activity, and thereby can be acknowledged properly in the ceremony. And if you guys have thoughts, you can go ahead and speak up as we go, but does anyone want to read this next paragraph?
Sure, I'll take a turn.
Okay.
During ceremonials, the speech must have a response. Thus, when oratory is being delivered, guests encourage and show respect for the speaker verbally. Responses may include "Gnarchish," thank you, "Alwe," that is it, or "Yikwati," it
Nice.
shall be so, and other phrases. This practice also emphasizes the Tlingit tradition of balance and reciprocity.
Good. Thank you. And Shirley and I have some examples from a speech, but should we show those yet, Shirley? Or that's the end of page 3, or do you want to go on to page 4?
So the end of page 4 is the end of the article.
Um, it'll be 4, 5, and then a short page 6.
Well, we could do the example. Uh, if you think it fits in right now,
Mm-hmm.
we have a recording that because neither one of us can imitate it enough to for you to get how it sounded. Um, it is something I heard all my life is the tone of voice when a speaker gets up to speak, whether it's a man or a woman. It's the same tone of voice. And so I want you to notice that. And the speakers of today uh, don't use, I don't think they use that anymore. So it's a tone of voice that makes you sit up and take notice. Say, hey, that's a speech. I better listen.
Yeah. That's such a good way to describe it. And you guys will see what she's talking about when I hit play. The speech we're going to show you was delivered by Jesse Dalton in the memorial for Jim Marks in Hoona in 1968. This is a speech for the removal of grief. And just like we were talking about in the article, sometimes you'll hear responses from the crowd saying these phrases, awa. Let me go to the Tlingit side. Awa, or ye awa, or gunalchisha. So I'll hit play and let you read along. It's
Wasn't there one person that kept saying ho ho?
yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Nawea, he says it. Ho ho.
Yeah.
So I'll hit play, but how long should I let them listen to this?
At least through the ho ho,
Yeah.
because um, she uh, she lived to be 100, maybe more. I don't know. She was pretty old and very highly respected. Usually, the women uh, are not given as much time as she got. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Um, and just a little bit in English since you'll be reading along in Tlingit. The first few lines are: Does death take pity on us too, my brothers, children, my fathers, all my fathers? It doesn't take pity on us either, this thing that happens. Which is why you hear their voices like this, your fathers, lest your tears fall without honor that flowed from your faces. For them, they have all come out at this moment. Your fathers have all come out. They are still present, is how I feel about my grandparents. Here someone stands wearing one, this mountain tribe's dog. It is just as if it's barking for your pain, is how I'm thinking about it. My father's, my brother's children, my father's sisters, yes. And that's as far as I'll read so that we can hear her speech. But Jessie Dalton was Ducting Tan from Huna. And I'm going to go ahead and hit play. So, did you guys hear that? How the crowd was responding? Nice. And that, what did you think of her tone and her delivery?
Powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sounded very, very emotional.
Yeah, I definitely felt fierce, but also like very firm and confident, very unshakable.
Nice.
Yeah, I keep thinking of the English custom when somebody is speaking of saying here, here. That must be an older thing. I haven't seen it or heard it, but when people deliver a speech in public, others would say that. So it reminds me kind of that.
Oh, yeah. That's so true. I mean, when I listen to this recording, I just feel like they're all connected. Like it's very clear that she's lifting them up and acknowledging them, and they're like, I'm right here. I hear you. Keep going. It just feels really together.
Yeah, I
I,
felt like they were encouraging her to continue that way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was interesting that there was the addition of ho ho to the responses or to her.
Mm-hmm.
And the tone of voice is not used anymore. Not at the parties I've been to recently.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys mentioned she sounded confident, and I think that's a big one too. It's like she's has to have the confidence to speak like that, but
She
out of
most definitely knew the procedure because she went through all the different clans and relationships.
yeah, all these terms that she's mentioning for her father's side of the family. Ach ishas, ach atas. And she must have had considerable knowledge too, because the way I've heard this described, the situation is that people have their regalia up, maybe up in the front of the room, and she's acknowledging each piece and um, the clan and who it belongs to. And Shirley, did you have experience with that where they do that in a potlatch?
Yeah, yeah. They put headdresses and blankets on display on a table in the front, uh, so that everybody can see it. It's not a giveaway or anything like that. It's actually just a display of ownership.
Nice. And so you can kind of see in the English translation um, when she says things like, for them, they have all come out at this moment. Your fathers have all come out. They are still present, is how I feel about my grandparents. Here, someone stands wearing one, this mountain tribe's dog. It is just as if it's barking for your pain, is how I'm thinking about it. So it's just so, I find it so beautiful and artful that she's taking this regalia and like bringing it into the sentiment, the way people are feeling with the grieving. Um, but I haven't sent it to you yet, Shirley, but I think it would be fun for us. Someone that wrote about this article whose Lingit is Kudake Joseph Marks, Paul Marks' son, and he's Kagwantan, but he did a literary analysis of this speech, and I'll have to share it with you guys in case that's of interest to you. But anyway, we thought that would be a fun illustration of how people respond the way Dr. Walter Soboleff is saying is customary.
The comments and remarks as the speech is being made is was pretty common to me, and it was always throughout the speech that the members of the opposite clan in the audience respond to, especially if something is said about their clan or their ancestor. Or so.
Nice. I mean, I kind of grew up in an English frame of mind when it comes to public speaking. And I think in English, it's really polite just to sit quietly and let the person, give their whole speech without making any sounds. And it's also kind of nerve wracking to be up there and everyone's just quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah. when I was
Um,
when I was new to learning Tlingit, our teacher was responding as we gave like a short little speech, And every little line I said, he was like, "Oh, okay, goodness, geez," like really encouraging me. Every time he did that, it kind of scared me because I was new to it, but now I like it.
Sometimes it's used in songs too. Uh, I've heard the encouragement uh, like that when they start singing clan songs. So,
Mm, nice. So we read in the article today on page 3 about if you misspeak, or maybe this was page 2. If you misspeak, you can and accidentally insult somebody, you can apologize and you can make it up to them with a gift. And this is a phrase that Shirley taught me that she remembers. And it's about choosing your words. It means your words cost a lot, or maybe they're expensive. And it sounds like but these first 3 words are your words. You may have seen these two together before. For language also. So Lingit is the Tlingit language. It can also mean your words. And is they're expensive. Shirley, could we hear you say it?
uh, the Tlingit Yukatangi is it's important. In fact, I think as I was growing up, um, I've I've seen it put into action. At one time, my older brother got hurt by somebody saying something, and the person that did it had to bring a gift, but 2 other people came with him to apologize and give the gift. So that heals that. But I think it yukatangi. I think that's what I want to say instead of language.
Mm-hmm.
Think it yukatangi. Uh, that's what you have to uh, really watch. Uh, it's important to always show the protocol and the respect that that's deserved because some people are very, very high, what they call high class. And that's something I don't know if we discussed that in this class or not, but uh, they being high class is something we all know about. And so the white people uh, uh, try to find people that are low class. There's no low class. Nobody's going to say, uh, not me, I'm low class. Everybody's high class.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, and what that means is not in the same sense as the white people know today, the class, certainly Trump is high class, but with us, high class, that goes back into the language of um, uh, your background, the house you came from, all those kind of things that adds to your class. And so I so if you hear anybody say I'm high class, that's what they're talking about uh, because of the background they come from. not the same meaning as the white man has.
Hmm.
I don't know if I made myself clear.
Is being high class related to your clan?
Being high class is related to your clan, your house, your ancestors, your people, a lot.
Hmm.
It's not just one, not just one thing, but a lot of things.
Hmm. I've heard the phrase before, noble people of the land, Anyat Kusani. Does that relate to being high class?
Um, that's just a, a term like ladies and gentlemen.
Mm.
And Anyat Kosani is a phrase that's used to reach out to all the people in the audience.
Mm. Nice.
Say, same thing as saying ladies and gentlemen.
Mm. Goodness, geez.
I'll have to tell you a story about one of the ladies that she was very prominent in Cloncahaida and Anchorage.
Mm-hmm.
She worked really hard. She was, I think she was a delegate to Juneau.
Hmm.
And so they were going to fly, she and another woman that they worked together really hard, got on the plane. And as she started back to the seat, passing through the first class, the the bin above the seat, it was open and it was empty. So she threw her suitcase up there and started to the back. And the stewardess came after her and said, "Excuse me, are you are you first class?" She said, "Yes, I am." But I'm just going to sit back here today. It didn't make her take her suitcase down.
I'm just gonna sit back here today.
They didn't know how to argue against that.
Yeah.
You don't ask a cricket woman if you're first class or not, because we all are. Yes, I am.
That's fun. I love that. Let's practice a couple of these phrases or words from Yucatangi Chatlitzin. Your words cost a lot. Like I said, this word Yucatang could be language, it could be words. But you guys go ahead and unmute and repeat after me. Yucatang.
Yukatunk.
You and
Nice. Again, Yucatang.
you
Yukatunk.
And then when you say your words, you add a couple things. So you add this I at the beginning for your. And then if you're saying something belongs to you, you also add you retank changes to you retangi. So you add this little suffix at the end to show relationship. So back to the first one, just words you retank.
Yukatunk.
you and
Good. Now your words iu retangi.
you and
Good. Again, iu retangi.
you and
Yukatungi.
Good. And then this last word is like can be expensive or valuable. Can be used to like if you cherish someone or something. This last part of it is the root of it. Tseen. Repeat after me. Tseen.
Seen.
Seen.
Mm-hmm. And the first half. Qali.
Is the
Uh-huh. So this first part is underline X with an apostrophe. Underline tells you it's in the back of your throat. The apostrophe tells you you're kind of pinching the air, you're stopping the air in your throat and ejecting it out. So repeat after me. Qali.
The
is the
Good. And the whole word. Qalitzin.
seen.
the seen.
Yeah. And the whole phrase. Iu qatangi qalitzin.
You katangi is seen.
Seen.
Mm-hmm. That one's a challenging one, but I'm glad that you guys are making all of these sounds and taking your time. It's still a challenge to me, and so it just gets easier with time. But let's kind of transition to these three vocabulary words I promised you from the first two pages. Dr. Walter Soboleff is talking about moieties and your opposites. And so in Tlingit, a clan can be either eagle or raven. If you're in the coastal areas, if you're interior, raven gets swapped out for crow. But the word for eagle is chak, and repeat after me. Chak.
Talk. Talk.
Yeah. Since there's an apostrophe after the ch and after the k, both of those sounds are going to sound a little sharper and more pronounced. And so let's do it again. Chak.
Uck.
Good. And then their opposites would be raven. So repeat after me. Yes.
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 Good. Back to eagle. Chak.
Uck.
Mm-hmm. And then raven. Yes.
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 Good. This is one of the words Shirley was saying. You just rarely ever hear it anymore, but it's in our article, and I think it's good for us to be aware of. And this is about talking about your members of the opposite clan of you. And so these would be your Qunate Kanayi. But let's practice each part at a time. So starting with this K at the end, repeat after me. Kanayi.
Kanayi.
Yeah. And the first half, Qunate.
Quinate.
Onate.
Yeah. This G is underlined, so it's the back of your throat. And say the whole word. Qunate Kanayi.
Quinate.
Onate. Kanayi.
Kanayi.
Good. So back to the top. Eagle. Chak.
Uck.
Good. Raven. Yeesh.
Yes.
Yes.
Good. And then members of the opposite clan. Qunate Kanayi.
Onate.
Quinate.
Kanayi.
Kanayi.
Good. This little dash in front of the word lets you know if you see this in the books, it means something needs to go in front of it. So, members of the opposite clan, it will be members of somebody's opposite clan. So, it could be mine, yours, ours, but a possessive pronoun term will go there. Shirley, did you want to add anything to that?
No. Sounds good.
So another thing that's related to these points that Shirley and I want to teach you is that in Tlingit, you don't need question marks, but actually you can listen to the language for the fact that you're being asked a question. So there are certain words and sounds you'll hear in the sentence that let you know, oh, that's a question. And one of those is this word or this particle, sa. So repeat after me, sa.
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 Mm-hmm. If you hear this in a sentence on its own, you can kind of let that tell your brain, oh, I'm being asked a question. And just like in English, there are different types of questions: who, where, what, when, how, why. And this one I want to look at is, which clan are you? So if you want to say which one, let's read these three blue words. Repeat after me. Da, sa.
Da.
Sa.
Sa.
Good. That means which one is it? Da, sa.
Sa.
Good. If I want to specify which clan are you, I'm going to add this word for clan. And it can also be used for moiety or tribe. Repeat it after me. Nach.
Nach.
Na.
Yeah. So let's say dak nach sa.
Da.
Ah.
Na. Sa.
And then the last word is you. You are. So which clan are you? Repeat after me. ECT.
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 Good. The whole sentence, nice and slow. Repeat after me. Dak nach sa ECT.
Da.
Nach.
Na. Sa.
ECT.
ECT.
Good. Any questions about that or comments? So if you want to respond, I'm an Eagle clan, for example. Um, Eagle is not its own clan, but you can be of the Eagle moiety, which would be another way of looking at this. And so we know our word for eagle is, repeat after me, chak.
Ah.
Yeah. And then to say I am of that clan, nach chat siti.
Nach.
Na. Sa.
T.
City.
Yeah. And the whole line again. Chak nach chat siti.
Na. Sa.
Nach.
City.
The T.
Mm-hmm. One difference I want to point out to you from the question to the answer. In the question, we're saying you are. So we have this little E in front of city. So you are, repeat after me, ECT.
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 Now I want to respond and say I am. And so instead of I put chat and repeat after me, chat city.
Chat
That
City.
city.
Good. And the whole phrase, chak nach chat city.
Na. That city.
Good. So what would it be if I want to say I am Raven Clan?
Yes, nach
Ye. Na.
City.
That city.
Good. Good job. Repeat after me. Yes nach chat city.
Yes,
Ye. Na. That
nach
city.
City.
Good job. You can also put an actual clan name here if you know your clan. And one example might be Kagwantan. Are there any Kagwantan people here?
I have a friend who's Cogwinton. Does that count?
Yeah.
He's actually high to Tlingit, and he doesn't speak Tlingit, to be honest. But he is Cogwinton on his Tlingit side.
Nice. You can fill in for him today and practice saying this.
All right.
I already know Shirley's Kagwantan too. Okay, so repeat after me. I am Kagwantan. Kagwantan nach Chat City.
Cogwinton
Bagwantan. Na. That
City.
city.
Good. So I put a picture of an eagle up in the upper left because Kagwantan is an eagle clan. And an example of a raven clan would be the Dakdaintan. Repeat after me. Dakdaintan.
On
Tan.
Uh-huh. So if I want to say I am Dakdaintan, repeat after me. Dakdaintan nach Chet City.
Cogwinton
Tan. Na. That
City.
city.
Good job.
Yeah.
Um, any feedback for us, Shirley?
Uh, no, it sounds good.
Good. So, just thinking about clan names, do you guys know any other clan names? Tlingit clans?
My uncle has told us that we're Chukanady. I don't know if that's Raven or Eagle Moiety though.
Nice. Chukanadi. Everyone go ahead and repeat after me. Chukanadi.
Canadian.
Ukanadi.
Good.
Taquity?
Uh-huh. Kakwidi. I gotta double check if they're Raven or Eagle. So if folks want to look up the moiety of a clan, um, and you don't have Shirley to ask right in front of you, you can go in the beginning Tlingit workbook down to the section on our Tlingit identity, Tlingit Txati. And there's a table, like we mentioned, that has the clan houses. It also has the crests. Um, and Shirley kind of has a cool description of knowing if a clan is eagle or raven based on their crest. Shirley, did you want to talk about that?
Uh, I can't remember what did we talk about.
Remember how you were saying raven clans tend to have like a animal that's kind of like more peaceful or quieter,
Yeah,
and eagle clans tend to have an animal that's big.
yeah, the Raven clan, uh, they chose animals that are more peaceful. The frog is one of them, and the salmon, where the eagle clans tend to pick uh, shark, killer whale, uh, things like that, where the contrast is quite big. Where the when you start talking about that, it tends uh, uh, to go through those thoughts. The the Raven clan, I think a lot of them tend to be in the area of Sitka, and the further north, I think, is the more forceful eagles and um, killer whales and sharks and uh, bears, brown bears, things like that. Uh, so it really is interesting. I don't know if anybody has ever really looked through into that or not,
Mm-hmm.
but I have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so true too, and it's kind of a nice way to think about if you're trying to know which clan is which. So here I pulled up onto the screen the part of our table that has clan crests for the Chukanadi. And their primary crests are brown bear, porpoise, and spirit bear. Their secondary crests are wolf, eagle, merlet, glacier, iceberg, lady in the ice, and killer whale. And so, do you guys think Chukanadi is a raven clan or an eagle clan?
Eagle.
Yeah, eagle. Chaknach City, Chukanadi. And Ayuthia, did you say that was on your dad's side or your whose side?
Mhm. Yeah, over on my dad and grandpa.
Okay, so yeah, you're Chukanadi Yadi then, if your dad's people are Chukanadi. That's your father's people. Gunarchish. And we had another example, the Kakwedi, and I want to look up because I don't know. Kakwedi.
I might have missaid that. I read it in a story.
Well, was it the was it by Robert Zuboff?
Probably. Oh, it's actually on my project. I could just.
I don't
Whoops.
know much about that because it's Angoon,
Mhm.
Lady as I don't know if it's a shortened form of talk. Lady,
Hmm.
it might be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kwan. So Angun people. I know Robert Zuboff was Kakwedi. And their primary crest is beaver. Any other clan names you guys have heard before that you know?
Takluedi,
Ah,
the D.
and what's their primary crest?
Oh, there's Kakwedi.
Their primary crests are killer whale and eagle. They're an eagle clan.
So that's probably a Sitka area.
Yeah, people of the inland sandbar, Stickeen River. They have houses in Tantaquan, Hutsnuwuquan, Jilkatquan, Kleinquan, Daislinquan, and Tagish area. So Admiralty Island, Tongass area, Chilkat, Atlin. Okay, guys, we're at time already. I can't believe it. But good job. Any comments or questions before we go?
I'm interested in comments about the speech, just a reaction to it, because you don't hear that anymore. People get up and make speeches, but never using that tone of voice anymore.
Yeah, it was definitely just a powerful tone of voice. I know that's not the best way to say it, but I don't know how else or not an exact way to say it, but it's just very powerful.
Yeah.
Getting people going, listening, not just a passive speech by any stretch.
Yeah, you better sit still because this is a speech.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I would want to respond when I heard that tone. I didn't feel like I would want to be quiet or that it would be natural to be quiet when I heard her tone.
Yeah. When I heard that tone, I used to say, okay, gotta sit still and be quiet.
Well, very good job today, guys. This was fun. And when we come back together next week, we'll continue our article and kind of keep going with our language learning. But we appreciate you and we'll see you next week.
That's
Nice
cheese.
cheese.
To ye, Kwasatin.
Yay, Constantine.
Yay, quercetin.